Oh my God, I just totally got catfished. He looks absolutely nothing like his picture.
So I found out the guy that I've been dating is married with kids. His wife just reached out to me.
Welcome to the Meat Market. The single scene is a slaughterhouse and we are here to devour it. We are your hosts. I'm Lyndsie.
I'm Jess.
And today, sizzling single is Serena. Welcome.
Hi, thank you guys.
So the last 3 guys that you've dated have all ghosted you.
Yes.
What's going on?
I do think part of it is me. I think there is a part of me where I'm a free bird at the end of the day, and I'm 25 years old, and I've been single for almost 10 years now. And so I have this independence to me. So when I do date people for a few weeks or a few months, there might be a part of them that like senses that maybe I'm not all in. And so I think it could be, I'm willing to like take responsibility and be like, it could be me. It's not just the man. But the last 3, they were all very different. That's why it was shocking to me. Like very different personalities, very different types. But yeah, I guess that's just how it's been recently.
What was the average length of time before being ghosted? Was it like dating for a couple months, dating for a couple weeks?
It was for about 2 months.
That's a long time.
I know.
I
know.
So they just ghosted you? Like no
Nothing.
explanation?
Yeah. And the last guy was the most shocking because he was like the good guy. Like he was very sweet. He had just everything about him was like green flags. And that's why I think it was definitely me who was the issue. But I can tell you guys the story of like how we met and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had met at my job actually. So I'm a home manager, as we were talking about. So I manage like luxury vacation rentals in Scottsdale. And he was there for a wedding. So I think it was his best friend was getting married. And that week I was managing that home. So I had to go up there and kind of just help them navigate the home and help out with the wedding, any decorations, whatever they might need. They were very low key, very chill. And I was in our pool house one day and I was setting up decor for the wedding, setting up tables, whatever. And I noticed he had walked in and he was pretty cute. Definitely my type, tall, dark, and handsome, had like the dark features. And we had immediately kind of locked eyes. And I did my usual like intro. I was like, hi guys, I'm Serena. I'm the home manager, keeping it professional. And I had kind of toured them around the space, showed them like where the theater room was, where the bar was, all that good stuff. And so after the tour, everybody had kind of left to do their thing, to grab their rooms, explore the home a little more. And he ended up staying behind and just asking me questions about life, what I do, all that good stuff. And so as we're talking, I was like, okay, well, I really got to get back to work. And he was like, well, I would really love to have your number. And I was like, of course, he seemed really sweet. And I was like, I don't usually do this. I'm at work, but I'll give you my number because you seem really sweet. And so throughout the whole weekend, we were texting and he asked me like, oh, do you like coffee? And I was like, yeah, I love coffee. So the next day when I was at the home, he'd end up bringing me like an iced coffee and he was just such a sweetheart. And so we talked throughout that whole weekend, but I never did anything, never kissed him or anything because I was at work. But then of course, after the wedding, after their stay, once they had checked out, it turns out he'd actually lived in Arizona. He lived in Gilbert.
Jackpot.
Yeah. So, because I assumed, they're visiting for a wedding, like, oh, you're going to go back to whatever state you're from. And he was like, no, I actually live maybe like 30 minutes away from here. So we'd end up going on a few dates after that. And he was just very sweet, a very sweet guy, had a great sense of humor, definitely put me in my feminine, I would say. But just everything you look for in a guy, like makes sure that I'm walking on the inside of the street, picks up the tab on everything, opens doors for me. Like he was just such a sweetheart. And we had a lot in common too, like the same music tastes, same sense of humor. We liked the same shows. And then about 2 months in, we were hanging out probably every weekend, whether it was like grabbing dinner, having wine at my place, going for walks, whatever it might be. And he ended up going to Europe for work. And so he was going to be there for maybe like 2 weeks. And so I was texting him while he was there, just asking how his stay was. And he was sending me photos and talking about the food he was eating and the music he was seeing. And I had asked him, I was like, what's been your favorite thing that you've eaten there? and I've never heard from that man again.
What?
Yeah.
That is shocking.
Yeah.
Are you sure he's
I
alive?
was just going to say that.
Right. That's always my first thought is I'm like, did he die? I low-key just thought he met like a Paris baddie and he was like, all right, I'm gonna, no, but he's alive. Cause I saw him, on TikTok when you can see like if people look at your profile, he looked at my profile a couple weeks ago. So I was like, okay, he's alive and well. But yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere, but I also did recognize that he was a little older than me and he had talked about wanting something serious and I could be a little flippant sometimes. And so part of me is thinking maybe he just recognized that I wasn't in it for something serious. Like I really enjoyed his company. He was a really sweet guy, but I don't know if I was ready. 25.
Are you looking to get married and have kids? Are you looking for something serious?
To be honest, no.
No.
Not
and
right
maybe,
now.
how old was he?
He was 28.
Oh, that's not too much of a
I
difference.
feel like he could have still met a Paris baddie because
what I think.
this has happened to me before where I've been dating someone here locally and then I go on vacation and I meet someone and even though I know that the person that I've met isn't the person for me, it makes me realize that the person I'm dating at home isn't for me.
That could be it
And
too.
so he may have met someone and realized that
that ain't my girl.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you didn't respond to him. You didn't send him a follow-up text. How was your trip? Are you back in town?
No. Anytime somebody doesn't, that's the thing is with all 3 ghostings, anytime they didn't respond, I'm never one to like chase and be like, if they really want you, they're going to make it known. I shouldn't have to like chase and double text and whatever. So I kind of I let it go. I'm like, you know what? Another one bites the dust. That's not my person and that's okay. Like it's just another experience. And he was such a great guy that I now realize, okay, that's kind of like what I'm looking for at this point. But kind of what you said, at this point, I really don't think I'm looking for a serious relationship, even in the next like 5 years. I don't know if I want kids. I'm very fulfilled with my work, my friendships, my family, just kind of being on my own. And that can always change. Like I'm still 25. Next year I could be like, I want like 5 kids. But I also think I'm just a little jaded from the dating scene here. And I've had too many bad experiences where I'm like, God, I kind of just like being on my own at this point. It can be tough.
Do you have any disaster date stories?
Oh God, yeah. I think the most recent one that I went on, I had posted a TikTok about it, but I can go a little more like in depth because it was pretty bad. So I had just started posting on TikTok in October and kind of fell in love with it. I've been addicted to it. I love just everything about that app. And this person had followed me and they had DM'd me, but I just thought it was a bot because they said something about like, hey girl, haven't seen you in so long. And I was like, oh, it's just a bot. So I ignored it. And I didn't recognize the username and the profile photo was just like a piece of art. So I didn't know who the person was. And so the person kept liking my videos and commenting. And I was like, I just ignored it. I thought it was, And so then one day I posted a TikTok and that account posted a photo of me and them. And it was a guy that I used to hook up with in college. And so I realized, I was like, oh my gosh, I got to give him like a fake name. I'll say,
Bob.
What is it?
Bob.
So Bob, I was like, oh my God, it's Bob. And so I recognized the username. It kind of went with his name. And so I DM'd him back and I was like, I had no idea it was you. Like, hey, what's up? And so we started talking and I went to college. I think I graduated back in 2022. So it had been a while, but our relationship was mainly, we met at a party. We both thought like each other was hot. And then we'd hang out on the weekends and it was kind of just that. I think we only saw each other for maybe a month or 2. And most of the time when we saw each other, we were just drunk. We were partying like college kids. And so at this point, he was like, hey, I saw you've been posting on TikTok. Like, we should go out, like grab a drink. Like, we should do something. I want to see you again. And I was like, you know what, for sure. And in my head, I could not remember why we stopped talking. I was like, why did we stop talking?
The worst. You got to put it in your notes,
Yes.
girl. You got to put it in the contact information in the notes.
Do not text.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that was the weird thing too. I couldn't find his contact. Like I didn't have his number saved. And I was like, you know what? I was in college. Maybe I talked to him on Snapchat. I looked him up on Snapchat. Couldn't find that either. So I was like, why did I stop talking to him? Why don't I have his number?
Why did I delete his number?
Yes. Yeah. And so finally, we figure out a day that we want to meet up. And we were going to grab drinks in downtown Phoenix. And I love downtown Phoenix. It's like my go-to. I feel like it's a good chill spot to kind of start with dates. And so I had told him to meet me at Barcoa. Have you guys ever been there? Yeah. So it's like a really kind of like cute bar. It's got an upstairs, a downstairs. And we had set the time to meet at 8 o'clock. Some things ended up coming up and he's like, hey, can we push till 9? Because he lives all the way in like Glendale or Peoria, somewhere like really far north. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. So I go to Barcoa, I get there at 9, and parking in downtown can be a little tough sometimes. So I ended up finding a free spot, and he was texting me like, hey, I don't really come to downtown a lot. Can I just meet at your spot and we'll go from there? And immediately I was like, let's just meet there. Like something in my gut told me I don't want him to know where I live because I live close to downtown, but I didn't want him to know my address because it just felt a little weird. I was like, you know what? No, let's meet there. So I had found a free parking spot and I texted him. I was like, hey, there's paid parking, but you can also find a free one just on the street. And so he's like, bet, okay. So I get there right at 9. I walk into Barcoa and he's texting me like, oh my God, this traffic fucking sucks. Like, this is pissing me off. And immediately I'm kind of like a little icked out because I feel like a first date, you should be on your best behavior and you should be excited. And the immediate like aggression or just that too in men, like men who are like overly aggressive or get pissed off really easily, it's like a red flag immediately. I'm like, it's parking. Like, let's calm down.
Right.
And so I was like, hey, it's fine. Take your time. Like, I've got a seat here. I'm just sitting. I'm waiting. I'll grab a water, go to the bathroom, whatever. So he keeps like kind of rage texting me being like, I can't find fucking parking. This is stupid. I might just go home. And I'm like, okay, like, I don't know what to tell you. This is where I parked. Like, just do what you got to do. Like, I don't know. Do you want to go somewhere else? And so then he's like not responding. So then I'm sitting there and time is going on and it's like 9:30 and I still don't hear anything from him. So I was like, did he just like leave? I don't know. So I'm texting my friends. I'm like, okay, this guy is like raging about parking and it's 30 minutes into the date and he's still not here. Haven't heard from him now. Like, he just kind of went ghost. And so they were like, girl, leave. Like, what are you still doing there? And so I was like, yeah.
Did you order a drink?
I didn't yet. No,
Okay.
I had just
so
gotten
you're
a water.
sitting there waiting.
Yes. Yeah. And so I'm chilling, whatever. People are starting to look at me like, girl, you got stood up. And I'm like, no, I promise it's the parking. And so I'm sitting there, like 9:35 hits and I get a text and he was like, all right, like, I think I found something. And I'm like, okay, cool. Text me when you're walking in. Silence again. I was like, dude, I've been here now for 40 minutes. Like, I'm tired. Like, what's going on? And so finally I was like, okay, maybe I'll just like walk outside and kind of like see if I can see him. I go outside and he's just standing by a food truck ordering food.
No.
Completely ignoring that I was
No.
inside. And so at this point I was kind of pissed off. I was like, okay, I don't want to go up to him. Like, I feel like I'm like begging for this date at this point. And so I kind of stand in the vicinity of the truck to be like, hello, I'm here. And so I stand next to the truck and he finally like looks up and he goes, oh, hey. And like, I could tell he had definitely like smoked or something before because he just seemed out of it. And he was like, what's up? Like, I haven't seen you in a while. Have you gotten taller? Like, I was like, yeah, hey, like, how long have you been here? He's like, oh, I got here like 10 minutes ago. I was just ordering food. I'm like, I've been sitting inside waiting for you. Like, okay. And so I'm trying to keep the energy like good because I'm like, okay, like, we're here. What are we going to do? So he orders his food, eats the whole thing in front of me. I was like, okay.
Are you sure it was a date?
Right. I'm like, what are we
Was there a
doing here?
miscommunication? Like, how did he ask you out?
Right. He said, let's meet up. Let's go out for drinks.
Okay.
So I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, like, finish your food. He's like, yeah, sorry. I'm just really hungry. Like, got off work late. Like, whatever. I don't know if he had the munchies or whatever. So I'm trying to keep it positive. So I was like, okay, finish your food. He finishes his food. We go inside and we go downstairs and we're kind of like chatting. And I was like, how have you been? And I just noticed he's kind of like out of it a little bit. I don't know if he was maybe nervous. So maybe he was just like smoked a little bit before to take the edge off. And so we sit down and we're talking and he's like, oh yeah, I saw your TikToks and like I decided to reach out. And I was like, that's great. What have you been up to? And truthfully, like, this guy didn't have hobbies. He didn't have anything like super interesting. He just said he worked and his hobbies were the game.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I just like game on the weekends. I was like, oh, okay, like nice. Do you go to like the gym? Do you have any like sports that you do? Like, do you do anything with your friends? He's like, not really. I was like, okay, well, you're very interesting. So this is good. And so the only thing we really talked about was college. Like that's all we really had in common.
The past.
Yes. And so the first date, we go there, we get a drink. It's fine. And then after that, I was like, so what do you want to do? Do you want to grab a bite to eat? Obviously not. He had already eaten. It was fine. But I was like, we can hop around a little bit. And so he's like, yeah, for sure. So we finish our drinks and the waiter comes and she's like, okay, like I'll run you guys' tab. And she comes over with the check and he's kind of just sitting there like zoned out. And I'm like, if you know me, I don't know. Every woman is different, but I think on the first date, at least I think the guy should pay. I think it's a way to show like, hey, we put a lot into the actual date, you know, like getting ready. And to be honest, I carried that conversation. So I was like, the least you could do is pay for my margarita here. Like, come on. And I don't know.
And you waited for 45 minutes.
Yeah. And so I just think like the chivalrous thing to do is to pay. That's just how I grew up. I'm not saying you need to pay my bills. Like I have a full-time job. My bills are paid. I'm not looking for that. I just want to feel like I'm taken care of, you know? And I think like it definitely puts you in your feminine and makes you feel more like a woman, I guess. But every woman's different. So if that's not you, that's fine, but that's just me. So the waiter comes out with the check and he's just kind of zoning out. And I'm starting to get uncomfortable and I'm like, are you gonna, and he's like, oh, right. Let me move some things around. So he like pulls his phone out and he had to like move money out of his
For 2
checking
drinks.
or whatever. And I was like,
What?
okay, interesting. Moves his money around and then he pays. And I was like, okay. So after that, I was kind of like, we don't have to go like anywhere and get drinks. We can just go sit down somewhere. And he's like, no. Like, you know, Phoenix, like show me your spots and whatever. And so I was like, okay, let's walk to Ghost Donkey. That's like my second favorite place to go. And so we're walking over there. And one little thing I noticed is like, he didn't care if I was walking on the outside of the sidewalk, which that's just like a little thing for me. It's not a deal breaker. I'm not like, damn, you're not willing to like jump in front of a car for me. That's not me. It's just a little thing that I pick up on.
But if a man's not, it's like, okay, princess.
Right.
Like, would you like
I'm
to?
like, do you want me to jump in front of the Subaru in case
Yes.
things go down?
Yes.
So it's just little things like that. And then I did kind of notice throughout the night, he would make like little digs at me making TikToks or whatever. And I was just like, okay, but like, that's how you found me. That's how you reached out to me. Like you obviously found my videos, followed me, and you've been like interested ever since. So like, why you gotta, you know? And God forbid a woman try something, you know? So we're walking. That's kind of like the conversation where it's going. And we go to Ghost Donkey. We go inside and something weird he said when we were in line. We were pulling out our IDs and then the guy was gonna pat him down. And he's like, oh, I don't know if I left my gun in my car in my pocket. And I was like, you need to bring a gun to a first date? Like, why? You think I'm gonna do anything to you? Like, chill. And so he was like, oh no, I left my gun in my car. And I was like, did you need to mention that to
He's
me?
like, I won't walk on the right side of the sidewalk for you, but I will kill a man.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I'm like, okay, good to know. And me personally, like I know Arizona's open carry, but I get really uncomfortable around guns, especially in like casual situations like that. I'm like, we're grabbing a margarita. You don't need to bring a gun.
Especially when someone's potentially under the influence of drugs, you know?
Right. Yeah, drugs and I'm like, okay. And so we go to this next spot and we get in line and I was like, okay, do you want me to just order us like a margarita or something? And he's like, yeah, that's fine. So we stand there, I order the margarita and he's standing behind me and the waiter brings out the tab and I'm waiting. I'm like, okay, so are you gonna, and he's just standing there like completely ignoring. And the girl at this point is like, so like, are you gonna, and I was like, yeah. So I throw my card down and he goes, oh yeah, you just want to go like back and forth throughout the night. Like you get this one, me next one. And I was like, sure. All right. Okay. So we get that. He slams the drink down. I was like, okay. So we finished that. And then immediately he's like, okay, let's go somewhere else. I'm like, somewhere. Okay. But I'm like picking up the tab for you, Prince. Like, what are we doing? And so we go to the next spot and Lucky's. It's like a very casual sit down. I'm like, let's just park it here so we can like chat, get to know each other and not just be like running from place to place. So when we get there, his whole energy was just off. And then the more we start talking, I'm like, oh, me and this man have nothing in common. And of course, like, I feel like with dating now, one thing you kind of have to talk about is politics. And so we start talking politics and we are on complete ends of the spectrum. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm at the point where you can have your beliefs and we can talk about it and be adults. But he was just making digs at me. He's like, oh, I forgot you were a Democrat, aren't you? And I'm like, yeah, I am. Like, what's the issue here? Like, I'm not sitting here making digs at you and what you believe in. And then we start going in about like SNAP benefits and this and that. And I just realized like this man has no sense of like empathy for anybody. Cause at that point, I think during that time, like SNAP benefits were going to be taken away. And so I was like, listen, everybody has a different circumstance. Yes, some people can con the system, but you have no idea what somebody has been through. And he's like, I'm not trying to pay for some lady who has 5 baby daddies and all these kids. Like, that's not where my money's going towards.
He's not even trying to buy you a drink.
I know. That was the thing. I was like, you're so concerned about your money going there. You can't even pay for a margarita.
Right.
And so he starts going off about that. And I was like, well, you have no idea. Like, they could be victims of like abuse. Like, you have no idea what their childhood was, what they grew up in. Like, if they see that from their mom and dad, that's exactly what they're going to replicate. And he was like, man, I didn't have a dad. And look at me. Like, I'm fine. If everybody, I was like, I don't know if you're fine.
But we say he's fine.
Yeah. And he said something along the lines of like, I think if everybody just thought like me, the world would be better.
What?
I was like, you want every single person on this planet to think and act like you. He's like, yeah. So at that point, I was like, all right, I'm talking to like just like an immature kid at this point. And so we're going back and forth and he can tell that I'm getting heated because I was like, you don't even want to hear me out. You just want to like demean everything that I'm saying and you're right in your head and nothing that I say is going to get through to you. And so we're like going back and forth. Like it doesn't even look like a date anymore because I'm like, wait, no, like have empathy, like this and that. And then he could see that he was kind of losing me a little bit. And so he's like, man, you just got prettier since the last time I saw you.
Oh my God.
I was like,
Wow.
dude, come on. And I was like, thanks. And so the rest of the night basically was just a bust. He like tried to get me to invite him back to my place. He was like, you're really going to make me drive all the way home? And I was like, yeah, you're the one who chose to drive here, to drink, to be on drugs, to whatever. Like, sorry, call an Uber if you need to. It was just, there was more that went on that night, but I like won't get too much into it, but you can kind of see that like.
It sounds like he wasn't there to be on a date though.
No.
Like he was just there to smash and dash.
Yes.
He just wanted to see if like it was still on. Like
How
it
did
was.
you last that long? Like
I don't
like
know.
I would have been done. I may have waited until he showed up, but if I was to see him at the food truck, I would have been done. I would have
Yes.
just left without saying anything.
Well, and the crazy thing was, so that whole situation happened, and then I posted a video on my TikTok
I hope he saw
like,
it.
Oh, he did.
Good.
I posted a video that I said like, first date so bad, I'm inside for the rest of the season. Like, I'm done. And he ended up DMing me. He was like, damn, you thought the date was that bad? And I just, one word, I was like, yes. And he was like, what the fuck? Why? And so I told him everything. I was like, you made me wait at this place for 30 minutes. You like ate your food while I was sitting inside. You like made me feel bad about my political views when I was nothing but like open-minded to you. And honestly, and the one thing I said, I was like, listen, this is me, but I feel like on the first date, the guy should pay. Like that's just me. And I had to go like back to back with you on paying for like food and drinks and whatever. And he went off. He
You're
was
a
like,
gold digger.
yeah, basically that. He was like, you know what? Fuck you. Good luck with your fucking TikTok. You and your bitches with all your stupid story times, blah, blah, blah.
Oh
and
my
he
God.
he goes, the reason I didn't pay for you is because you're not my bitch. Sounds like you need to get your money up.
Wow.
I was like,
dang.
woo! I literally was like, no way. So I like screenshotted it in my mind. And then I blocked him on everything because I also was kind of scared of him. Just like he was very like hot-tempered, talked about having a gun, knows where like the area that I live in. So I was like, I I don't want anything to do with this guy anymore. So I blocked him on everything. And then I made another TikTok. I was like, I basically explaining like, hey, I went on a date with this guy. This is just me, but I think on a first date, a guy should pay. And this guy made me kind of go band for band and then went off on me and said like, I'm not your bitch, or you're not my bitch. You know, sounds like you need to get your money up, whatever. Why would I pay for you? And you would be shocked by the comments on that video because all the women in unison are like, girl, I would have left it the first time that he said like, you need to pay.
Mm-hmm.
And all the guys, it's just flooded with dudes being like, king shit, you sound insufferable. Like, get this guy a podcast, blah, blah, blah.
Oh my God.
It was
Also, the part you're forgetting is the Mr. Move my money around.
Yes!
Like, he had to move money to pay for 2 margaritas.
But I need to get my money up.
But you're the one that needs to get your money up. I mean, come on.
It was just ridiculous. And that, honestly, after that date, and I'm not kidding, that video has thousands of comments of dudes just shitting on me, being like, girl, I had to like I didn't turn the comments off, but I turned the notifications off because I was like, this is not good for the brain. And then other guys were like stitching it, being like, this girl sounds like a gold digger. She sounds insufferable. Like, I wouldn't pay for her drinks either. And I'm like,
wow.
This is the thing is like these dudes, at the end of the day, the dudes that are in like TikTok comments and bashing on women, they want any opportunity they can to shit on women because I feel like in a way they like, not that they're jealous, but there's something in them that resents women. And so
again, it's men with the hate. Most of our hate comments come from men. Well, it's surprising to me. You'd think women would be the catty ones, but it's all the negativity on social media is men.
But they want to be treated like women.
Yeah.
Because they want the woman to walk on the outside of the sidewalk. They want the woman to open the car door for them. They want the woman to pay for the drinks.
Yeah.
They want the woman to arrange the dates.
Yeah.
So it's like, so you want the woman to be the man.
Right.
But then you go online and want to bitch about gold diggers and women being after your money. So it's like, which way do you want it?
It's funny how men get all up in arms and all offended. And, keyboard warriors. Like,
yes. Where I know like half of them would not talk to women like that in person.
Right.
Most of them are probably incels and are probably scared to even talk to women.
Yeah.
So the minute they see an opportunity to bash on them, they're like, oh, here we go, guys, get in.
Did any of his bad behavior bring you back to remembering why you ended up blocking him in the first place?
Yes. And it honestly, I think it was, I remember he came to a party one time and we were like hanging out, whatever, and he had brought a gun and it really scared me. And I was like, oh, this is not my vibe. And that was, it literally like.
So when I've had that happen to me before too. And that's why now I start putting notes in their contact. You never delete their contact.
Yeah.
But put the notes in there, like what it was, because then you can be like, oh yeah.
That's
right.
That's
that
smart.
was why.
Okay, I'm gonna do
you
that.
You could have saved yourself a whole night.
I really could have.
Right?
God, yeah.
So you're a house manager and you manage a lot of properties in Scottsdale.
Yes.
So, and you manage some that were rented out for the Waste Management Open. Were some of them just destroyed?
Oh my, yes. But honestly, those homes are like so interesting to go into and see the aftermath because for the most part, they're respectful of the things like the beds, the bathrooms, whatever, but they just leave trash everywhere. So it's like alcohol, weed, food, anything you can think of, it's everywhere. But honestly, like most of them, they're coming to Waste Management. They have a lot of money to spend. And so they typically like are pretty respectful of the homes.
What do you do with all the unopened bottles of tequila and vodka?
I mean, I'm a giver, so I give it to my friends. I leave a lot for the housekeepers too, because I know they enjoy it. I'll take a little bit here and there, but like my fridge, low-key, I look like an alcoholic because I've just got everything stored. I'm like, guys, I'm not drinking this. I'm saving this for like whoever comes over. If they want a bottle, I'm like, here's some tequila, here's some gin, like you take it.
Nice.
So
Have you ever found anything really good? Like really, really good that someone's left?
Oh, gosh, I need to think.
Have you found jewelry or like a fur coat or like something like a value?
Okay, I did, and I kept it because it was a whole situation. But we have a lot of like famous like NFL players or like whoever stay at our homes, and this one guy, he comes annually. And he books the home and he books it out. And then all the other rooms that he books out are for women. He flies all these women out. It's just him and his girls doing their thing.
Multiple
Hilarious.
girls.
Probably dozens, because these homes can hold like 22 people.
Oh, dang.
So he's just having his time. Like when I did that walkthrough because after he checked out, every bed had eyelashes, foundation, blood,
Weave, probably hair.
condoms, all that good stuff. But at that house, somebody had left this really cute bracelet. And the only reason I took it, allegedly, I don't know if I need to say that. I don't know if I need to say that, but the only reason I took it was because when I showed up, there was 2 girls by the pool and they had paid for a late checkout at 1 p.m. And so when they pay for a late checkout, you still need to be out by 1 p.m. Like you can't be there any later because I got to get the home locked up and go to the rest of our homes. And so I show up and these 2 girls are like chilling by the pool. They're in their bikinis, they're tanning. And I was like, hey guys, like I'm usually really friendly when I go in because we have that sometimes. I was like, hey guys, you have your Uber's called, like checkout is 1 p.m. I've got to get the bed stripped and whatever. And they're like, our food isn't getting here for another hour. I was like, well, you paid for a 1 p.m. checkout. It doesn't go later than that. If you want to go any later, you got to pay for another day. And she goes, well, he didn't buy our flights until 5 p.m. Like, we're not leaving here until our food gets here. And so I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go strip the beds, kind of check and make sure there's no damage. But when I'm done, like, you guys need to have called your Uber and, like, leave. Because I can't sit here and babysit you. I have other homes to get to. So that's when I was stripping the beds, going through the rooms. I found the bracelet and I was like, these girls are giving me attitude. I'm going to take this little bracelet here. And then after that, they still stayed there for another hour and a half. They were like, listen, I don't know what you want me to tell you, but our food isn't getting here until this time. Our flights aren't until 5. And so it was just attitude. I called my boss. He was like, I don't care if you have to call the cops. Like, you need to get them out of there.
I was just going to ask that. You legally can call the cops, can't you?
How entitled.
I know. And I was like, wait, you didn't pay for the home and you didn't pay for your flights. And then you're going to tell me, who's like the home manager of this property, that like, you're going to be here for a little bit. So finally I was like, I don't know what to tell you guys. My boss just got off the phone. He said that they're going to have to charge you guys for another night unless you leave right now. And they were like, fine, our food is almost here. And I was like, okay, I need you to pull up your Uber and like show me that you called it. So she pulls up the Uber. She goes, what's the address? I'm like, here's the address, girl. So she finally pulled it up and she was like, we're getting our stuff. Just attitude. I was like, I'm the night, like if any of my other coworkers were here, especially like my one coworker, love her. She's kind of like a badass. She would have been like, get the fuck out, like pulled their luggages out for them. So I was like, you got the nice girl. Like you should be thankful. But that was the only time that I took something that was like nice, but it wasn't like a real diamond bracelet or anything because it rusted a few weeks later. I was like, all right, this was definitely like a Shein find, but it was still cute. It was still cute. So
it was a moment for a minute.
Yeah.
So have you ever had someone found puke anywhere?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I showed up to a home one time and there was vomit all over the carpet in the living room and they didn't even attempt to clean it up.
They didn't clean it up?
No.
What?
I literally thought that they had ordered like food and spilled like roast beef or something on the carpet.
Oh my God. No, that's so gross.
Because I was like, these are adults that literally, it looked like they were laying on the couch and just leaned over and vomited everywhere and then left.
And didn't you have someone that like knocked over the mailbox or like?
Oh yeah, somebody crashed into the mailbox. We don't know if it was a guest or if it was somebody because it was on a busy road. But I'm assuming it might have been like a drunk driver or something. So
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Dang.
Bad.
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready for it. The Keep More Minute brought to you by Tactical Tax Strategies. They help you keep more in your wallet. We help you keep more in your relationship. I just about messed that up. Okay, so we have a listener question.
Okay.
I recently tried to date this guy. Everything was great. He told me multiple times how he wanted me and liked me. Then one morning we were having a conversation, a little bit of a deeper conversation about romance. I expressed to him I won't teach someone how I deserve to be treated, and he did a complete 180, saying how maybe he wasn't ready for a relationship. Of course, I got upset and asked him to pick up his belongings from my house after work, and he never did. I just haven't heard from him again. Any advice would be helpful.
Girl,
that's so funny.
Right?
Yeah.
Next, like, why even think about it?
Yeah, I feel like he probably is just not ready for a relationship.
Another one bites the dust.
And the stuff that's at her house probably isn't even that big of a deal of stuff. Like, just throw it away.
Yeah, I feel like I need to know their like age.
Right, exactly.
It just sounds like he got scared because I'm like low key me. Every time I get into a situationship, I'm like, oh wait, things are getting serious. Gotta go.
Do you think you have a fear of commitment?
For sure. Yeah.
Why? What's your longest relationship?
In high school. Yeah.
How long was that?
It was 11 months.
Oh.
Yeah. I think I've tried to dissect it a little bit here and there. But I think it's a multitude of things. I think it's kind of just where we're at right now in 2026. I think women really don't need a provider anymore. Like we can make our own money. And I've been independent for so long that having somebody else in my space feels weird. And also growing up, my mom, she was a single mom for a few years. Like my dad was kind of in and out. So I think she always instilled that in me is you got to be independent. You have to make your own money, be happy on your own, and then you'll find that person. Whereas now she kind of walks it back. She's like, I think I made you too independent. Like you don't want kids, you don't want this. I'm like, girl, give it a few years. Maybe I'll change my mind.
You're still so young.
Yeah. And I think here, just the dating scene in Arizona, I think it's similar in a lot of different states, or at least big cities, because I talk to my friends who are in like Nashville and Boston, and they have similar dating situations. But I think we're all just, we have everything at our fingertips with like social media and going out and all of the restaurants and clubs and everything. You see like the best of the best. So it always feels like the grass is greener on the other side. So you might meet somebody, but then you're like, but is this the best that I can have, you know? So
there's a lot of circling back here too, like what that guy did to you. And I don't know if it's like this in other parts of the country, but I feel like there's a lot of, oh, this didn't work out with this person 5 years ago, I'm going to circle back. Yeah. And then it's like you try again and it doesn't happen. And then 3 years later, it's like, oh, let me circle back. I feel like it happens that I see that more here than I see anywhere else.
I don't understand why people do that, because if it didn't work out the first time for a reason, right? What a waste of time.
I know.
Like couples that break up, get back together, break up, get back together. They never end up together. Yeah. So cut your losses short. Don't waste time. It's my pet peeve.
Yeah. Yes. Hindsight is 20/20 though. It's
100%.
harder to do that in the moment.
I think because you think maybe like, oh, we've matured, we're in different places in our life. But
and I think people like familiarity. They don't like to start from the very beginning again. Right. They kind of like something that they're used to, that's something that they know.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're going to discuss this post that I saw on social media, and it's a trend that we've seen before. But true story, this girl posts on social media and says, I woke up this morning to an itemized Venmo request from the guy I went on a date with last night after I told him I wasn't interested in going on a second date with him. Then it says Venmo, Devon requests $68.72, 2 glasses of wine, 1 Caesar salad, add chicken, 3/4 of an artichoke dip. So I guess she had more of the artichoke dip than he did, because he's making her pay for 3/4 of it. But it's an emerging trend. It happens all the time where men are requesting the women to pay for half of the date via Venmo.
He got to go find his boyfriend. He's out there somewhere.
Also, you can just deny a Venmo request, right? You can just hit the X.
Yes.
I think that's what I would do.
Right? And it says, this is an emerging, widely criticized trend for men to send Venmo requests for reimbursement after a date, particularly if there's no second date. Often viewed as a red flag or pathetic by recipients, this behavior is sometimes driven by high costs of living, a desire for a return on investment, or an expectation that costs should be split even after the man initially paid. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that a man would actually have the gonads to send this request, right?
Mm-hmm. I think I've seen something similar too, where this guy was talking about how men kind of view dates now as a transaction where, oh, I'm going to take you out, I'm going to pay for dinner, I'm going to pay for drinks. Well, you better sleep with me after. That's not what dating is. It's like building connections. It's getting to know somebody, but they view it as like this transactional thing where it's like, I gave this, so I deserve this. It's like, we all give and take, and I don't know. I just think it's such a weird like perspective that they have now. I'm like, it's about the experience. And if you're looking at it as a transaction, you're not going to find anything.
A lot of women though view it as transactional too, because I've seen posts from women that are like, I spend $1,200 on my hair. I spend $150 on my lashes. I spend, $1,200 on my Botox. I spend this on my nails. And you think I'm worried about, a dinner that costs X amount of money. Right. So it's like women are also making it transactional by saying those things, because it's like,
but that's your choice to,
if you're doing those things for men, like that is your choice, but you're also making it transactional.
Sure.
So it's like, it's both.
But here's the thing. I have heard of women complaining about that. Well, I spent so much money, so he better buy my dinner. But that's not an argument, because you choose to do your hair. You choose to do your makeup. You choose to paint your nails. You know, no one, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So why should he have to compensate for that? Maybe he likes a woman with no makeup, with no nails, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So, anyways, this article that I read was saying how it's risen in popularity, and this happens all the time now, which is just shocking to me that so many people do it.
I was gonna say, if that happened to me, I would just block it.
Yeah,
I'd be
I
like,
think I'd just
sorry.
Deny it and move on and
just
never
deny it.
text him again.
Yeah.
But it is sad though. It's sad, like you said, it's sad because dating has become transactional on both sides. It's not about dating to find your person anymore. It's about who's contributed more to this date.
Yep.
And it's like, if I contributed more to the date, I win. Like, and it's just like, that's not really what.
It's just icky.
It is icky.
It is icky.
Yeah.
So now we're going to discuss the celebrity cult, where we marinate in the juices of the celebrities. So I saw Gwyneth Paltrow on a podcast with Amy Poehler. Is that how you pronounce her name, from Saturday Night Live? Is that what she's from? And Gwyneth Paltrow was very embarrassed to admit that she likes to eat dinner and go out to dinner at 6 o'clock. She doesn't like to go out to restaurants later than that. But I'm the same. Like, I like to go out to dinner at like 4 o'clock. Like, I don't like to be where there's so many people. Like, if you go at 6, it's even too crowded for me. Like, I just don't like to be around a lot of people. I have to wait. But she was like so embarrassed to admit that she likes to go out at 6. And Amy Poehler was like, oh, I agree. I completely agree. 6 is like the latest I'll go out to dinner. How do you guys, like, do you guys eat late? Like when you go out to restaurants?
Honestly, for dates, usually.
Later?
Yeah, I would say maybe like around 7. But that's just because I get off work and I'm like, I need my me time for a little bit. I need to
I like a 7 p.m. dinner also. If I eat dinner at 4, I need a second dinner. Like
I
need also a dinner. I need also a dinner at 7 or 8. If I eat dinner at 4.
Older now and I have kids, and like I like to enjoy the happy hour specials.
Right?
Yes. No, I love happy hour for dinner. Like we go to Buck and Ryder, my mom and dad and I, and we just order one of everything. So we order oysters and shrimp off the raw bar, and then one of each of their appetizers, and that is our dinner.
Yeah.
But then we still have to go home and like make popcorn.
Yeah, it's true.
A couple hours later, because it's like if you eat dinner at 4 or 5,
you get hungry later.
Yeah.
Right.
At least for me anyway.
I was gonna say, then you're probably winning, because you get the happy hour where we get there too late and we're like, damn it. Yeah.
And I feel like the later you go, the more people there are, and the older I get, the less I want to be around people.
That's
and
true.
wait for a table. And I kind of like to be in bed at like 8:30, watching my show with my popcorn because I'm still hungry.
Yeah. Maybe I'll try the 6 p.m. and see, or maybe even like a 5. That could work.
I think it depends on the vibe, because if I want like a cozy dinner vibe,
And
I
if you
like
go
it.
to-
I like it to be dark and dim, and
I think that's why I like it too.
yeah.
But if you go to like, what is it, Ocean Club at like 4, it's dark and dim.
It's still dark and dim.
Right?
That is
and
true.
there's
It
hardly
is
anyone
true.
in there.
That is
It's
true.
amazing.
That is true.
Okay.
That
I
is
just feel
true.
it's more like relaxing, not as chaotic, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
What is your ideal first date? Like, where do you like going? Do you like an activity, dinner?
Gosh, let me think. Honestly, I really like dinner, because I feel like it's very intimate. I would never go on like a movie date as the first, because like you're not talking to them the whole time. Maybe an activity, it just depends. I'm not like a big activity girl, I'll be honest. Like if somebody wanted to go on a hike, I'd be like, I don't want you to see me all like sweaty and struggling, like maybe second date, Yeah, like panting next to them. I'm like, can't do that. I really love dinner, because I like having just like that one-on-one conversation. I think if you're doing an activity, sometimes there can be other distractions outside of it where it's like, no, I want to get into like the meat and potatoes. Like, let me get to know you. So
I think when I was single, I must admit, it was kind of a deal breaker. If a guy was like, you want to go rock climbing? I'd be like, just not ghost you.
Yeah, you're a little too adventurous for me.
Right? Yeah. Because then that's going to be an indication that if we're in a relationship, he's going to want to go rock climbing.
Right, yeah.
The only thing I want to do on the rocks is drink on the rocks.
Yes. But I'm open. If somebody was like, hey, let's go do this, and it's totally like out of my realm, whatever, I'd be like, sure, let's try it. Like, I'm not the type of person who has to have dinner on the first date. Even if they want to like sit on their porch and drink a glass of wine, totally fine.
How do you feel about a coffee date on the first date?
I love a coffee date. Good. Yeah. Because I do think I've been on a few dates where a guy gets a little too loose or has too many to drink. And I'm like, oh, this is getting kind of icky, you know?
Are you a picky eater?
No.
Does it give you the ick if a guy is a picky eater?
Ooh.
That would be a deal breaker for me. Hell yes.
It's a new ick I've just recently discovered.
I've never thought about that.
Because I am not a picky eater at all. I'm a super adventurous eater and I love food.
And then you like share. I like to eat family style where you get a bunch of things.
Family style. Yeah.
What was the food they didn't want to eat?
It's just everything. It was like they had the toddler diet of like chicken strips and like bland, like no spice, like no heat,
no sauce.
Yeah.
Ordering from the kids menu.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Wings just like bare with the sauce on the side, like maybe a barbecue sauce, but no spice. Locked. I can't. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Cause I don't know. It's fun to try new foods too. Right? It feels just like immature to not want to, you know? I mean, I get it if they have like weird taste buds, you do you, but if you're not even willing to try new things, like, come on.
Now it's time to get to know you, sponsored by Zoya, your neighborhood yogurt. Rapid fire questions. What is your favorite body part on a guy?
Arms.
Craziest thing you've done to impress a date?
Gosh, I'm not rapidly firing these.
That's kind of a tough one though, I feel.
To impress a date. Yeah. I'm never really trying to impress a man. I'm like, this is me. This is what you got, you know?
Where should someone not take you on a first date?
The club.
Is watching porn considered cheating?
No.
Before you're intimate, is it appropriate to ask your date how many people they've been with?
Sure.
Is it acceptable to have sex on the first date?
Yeah.
Should you disclose mental health issues early on in a relationship?
Yes.
And last but not least, what is your favorite sexual position and why?
Missionary. Yeah. I don't know. I just love like looking into their eyes and being like, yep, I know you're falling in love with me. Like, no, I'm kidding. But
I'm never going to commit to you.
Yeah, I'm never going to commit to you, but I got you. No, it just like, it feels the most intimate to me. And I love, cause I'm like a tall girl. So I love feeling like overpowered.
So I wanted to ask you, I forgot to mention, you had a homeless stalker?
Oh yeah.
What was that all about?
He's technically still there. Yeah. But I move in 2 weeks, so I'll be out of there. But I moved into this apartment in downtown Phoenix, and it's in like a really cute neighborhood. It's like a townhouse. And so my landlord lives below me on the first floor, and I live on the second floor. And then the owner lives in the house right in front of us. But it's like such a cute neighborhood. It's all families. It's beautiful. So I was like, this is perfect for me. And when I first moved in there, all of the windows didn't have curtains. And so I was like, oh, this is fine. Like it's natural light. I'm on the second floor. Like nobody's going to see anything. And so we get a little bit of foot traffic because where my apartment is, my back window to my bathroom and my bedroom overlook an alley. So you get a little foot traffic here and there of like homeless people just because we're by downtown. I kind of expected that. I've always lived in downtown, so I'm kind of used to it. But there was one day where I had noticed this guy had been roaming around my window a little bit. And so I was like, okay, this is a little weird. So I started putting up like those blurred lenses on the window or like the panels or whatever. So they couldn't really see inside, but they could still see if like my light was on. And so I put those up in my bathroom because I was like, I don't want him seeing. He just hangs out here a little too much. And long story short, he would come around my apartment and sit across from my window, whether it was like early in the morning, late at night, and jerk off. Yeah.
Did you call the cops?
Yes. And they didn't come the first 3 times. They just, I don't know if they were busy, whatever.
What?
Yeah. And so I had told my landlord about it because I was like, have you ever noticed this guy? Like he sits in the back alley and like I think he waits to see if like my lights are on because he'll sit directly across from my window and like look up into my window. And at night it's the scariest because he'll literally bring like a sleeping bag and like lay it down across there and like try to look in my window and see if he can see me. So I got like curtains installed and everything. And even then he still just like sits there. And if he can see that my light is on or there's like light coming through the curtains, he'll sit there, he'll yank it. Yeah.
Thank God you're moving.
Yeah. So I was like, I can't do it anymore because if he's in the mental state to be doing that, and especially knowing that I'm there, like who knows, he might throw a rock at the window or try to break
That's
in.
crazy.
Like, I'm not trying to wait for his next move. So
Oh my God.
gonna get out of there soon.
Do you have any other questions?
Yucky, no.
Thank you so much for joining us this week at the Meat Market. And thank you so much, Serena. If any of you want to snag a date with Serena, go to any of our social media platforms at Meat Market Podcast. And thank you to our sponsor, Tactical Tax Strategies. If you want to preserve your wealth this tax season and keep more of your own money in your wallet, you need to go to Tactical Tax Strategies. We'll see you next week at the Meat Market. Oh my God, I just totally got catfished. He looks absolutely nothing like his picture.
So I found out the guy that I've been dating is married with kids. His wife just reached out to me.